There is someone in your life right now who makes you question yourself more than anyone else does, who somehow always ends up being the victim, even when you are the one who was hurt, who leaves every conversation feeling like you owe them something. That feeling is not in your head, and it is not a coincidence. Today I am breaking down 5 clear signs that someone in your life is manipulating you, without you even realizing it is happening. These are not guesses. These are documented psychological patterns that researchers and therapists have studied for decades. And by the end of this, you will know exactly what has been happening and what to do about it. Sign number 1. They make you question your own memory. You remember something clearly, a promise they made, a thing they said, a way they behaved. And when you bring it up, they look at you like you are losing your mind. I never said that. That is not what happened. You are remembering it wrong. And slowly, over weeks and months, you stop trusting yourself. You start checking with them before you trust your own memory. You start wondering if something is genuinely wrong with you. Psychologists call this gaslighting, and it is one of the most well-documented forms of psychological manipulation in clinical research. The term comes from a 1938 play called Gaslight, in which a husband systematically dimmed the gaslights in the house and then convinced his wife she was imagining it, until she completely doubted her own sanity. Real-world gaslighting works the same way. The manipulator does not need to do anything dramatic. They just need you to stop trusting yourself, because the moment you do, they become the only authority on what is real. If you regularly leave conversations with someone feeling confused about your own memory, that is not confusion. That is a pattern, and patterns are not accidents. Sign number 2. You always end up apologizing, even when you did nothing wrong. This one is subtle, which is why it is so effective. A guilt tripper does not need to accuse you directly. They just need to let you know, in the most indirect way possible, that you have failed them. The long side, the "it is fine, do not worry about it," the "I just thought you would care more." And suddenly you are apologizing, backtracking, explaining yourself, trying to fix something you are not even sure you broke. This is what psychologists identify as one of the most common emotional manipulation tactics. And it works because most of the people it targets are fundamentally good people. You apologize because you care. You fix things because you do not want to hurt anyone. The manipulator has learned to use your kindness as the mechanism of your own control. The test for this is simple. After an apology, do you feel like the relationship was genuinely repaired? Or do you feel like you just made a payment on a debt that will never actually be cleared? If it is the second. Sign number 3. They give you everything, then take it all away. And this is the one that keeps people trapped longer than anything else. In the beginning, they were the most attentive person you had ever encountered. Constant messages, constant affirmation, making you feel like the most important person in any room. Psychologists call this lovebombing, an overwhelming flood of affection and attention designed, consciously or not, to create a rapid emotional dependency. And then, for no clear reason, it stops. The warmth disappears. The attention goes elsewhere. You start working to get back the version of them you first met. You try harder, give more, ask less, and occasionally, just occasionally, they return to that early warmth, just long enough for you to believe it is real, just long enough to keep you trying. Behavioral psychologists recognize this as a reinforcement pattern, the same variable reward mechanism that makes gambling impossible to stop. You keep pulling the lever because sometimes it pays out, and sometimes is enough to keep you there. Sign number 4. Nothing you do is ever enough. You meet the standard. They raise it. You achieve what they ask. Suddenly, that was not what they really wanted. You improve yourself. They find a new flaw. This pattern has a name in psychology. It is called moving the goalposts. And it is one of the most effective ways to keep someone in a permanent state of inadequacy. Because the goal of this behavior is not for you to improve. The goal is for you to believe you are always falling short. A person who believes they are always falling short does not leave. They try harder, they invest more, they become more grateful for the rare moments of approval, because approval has become so scarce that it feels like something to be earned. Think about the people in your life who have made you feel this way. Nothing was ever quite right. You were never quite enough. And somehow, You always believed the problem was you. It was not. The goalpost was never meant to be reached. Sign number 5. And this one is the most psychologically precise manipulation of all. They use other people to control you. Your friend thinks you are being unreasonable. Their family says you are too sensitive. Everyone else apparently agrees with their version of events. This is a technique psychologists call triangulation, introducing a real or imagined third party into the relationship to create insecurity, jealousy, or a sense that you are isolated in your perception. It works because human beings are fundamentally social. If everyone around us sees something one way, our instinct is to question whether we are the one who is wrong. And the manipulator knows this. So they populate your world with voices that confirm their narrative. The ex who apparently understood them better, the friend who thinks you are the problem, the family member they told a very particular version of events to. Real or not, present or invented, these third parties serve one purpose: to make you feel alone in your own experience, to make you doubt the only perspective you can actually trust, your own. If someone consistently makes you feel like the entire world disagrees with you, that is not the entire world. That is a very carefully constructed environment, designed to make you feel too alone to leave. 5 signs. They make you doubt your memory. They keep you permanently guilty. They give everything, then take it away. They move the finish line every time you get close. And they use others to make you feel alone. I want to say something important before you go. Recognizing these patterns does not mean you have to do anything immediately. It does not mean the person in your life is a villain. Some people manipulate without knowing they do it. Some learned it as children because it was the only way they knew to feel safe. But understanding does not mean accepting. You can understand someone and still decide that what they are doing is not something you will continue to allow. If any of these 5 signs made you think of someone, that recognition is information, and information is power. Subscribe to Mind Decoded. Every week we decode exactly why people do what they do, so you can understand the world and yourself more clearly. Tap like and tell me in the comments. Which of these 5 signs did you recognize most? I read every comment. See you in the next one.